either that you're gonna choose who you really want to go out with, or either that you choose you really do want, or maybe that you really definitely really don't want. I kind of willing to personally say here is basically is that I think that Rinku is really as a situation based on this episode, based on episode 7 of there's no freaking way unless basically based on this anime. I would willing the person willing to say here is that Rinko really has to make up her mind what she really wants to do and why she's in this kind of cramming situation. So like you have Mai fighting over Rinku, and then you also have Sasuke also fighting over Rinko also as well too. If you put those three bases together, it's kind of like a tug of war. Like see like who's gonna win, like who's really actually basically gonna basically have that chance of that opportunity to win the best girl, or I would say the best man when it comes to anime or different shows and stuff like that. And when you have those kind of different things, it's a competition and stuff like that. It really actually is. If you I said basically in one of my reviews and stuff like that, take as for instance, like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and stuff like that. It's a competition and stuff like that where like every man has it's right for every man to really to have the best shot with the girl, or is every woman to have the best shot at the man, or whatever it is, business stuff like that. And I've even said like it doesn't really matter what you really are. That if you like a guy, you like a guy. If you're a girl, you like a girl. If you're a guy, you like a girl. Or if a girl likes a guy, it doesn't really matter and stuff like that. I think this anime is very funny. It's very unique. It really actually is. It's just really basic actually is. But one thing I really want to say here, I think this makes a lot of good sense because what her sister basically said here, and I think this is really something I think people really should think about. And I really want people to really to understand here is that why can you not live a normal life? Why can't you just be normal and stuff like that? So what she means basically is that what she basically means is that like you have Mai coming over, wants to flirt with you, kiss you, and all that other stuff. I apologize for that. Anyways, I do apologize. But anyways, and then you also have Sasuke comes over and do the smooch, situation also well too. And let me guess, Itachi is gonna come over also as well too. Do lovey-dovey also as well too. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm definitely thinking. But if I have to pick one person I think we could really definitely do like the most is probably Ajaji, whatever her name is. I can't pronounce her name really all that much. I definitely think that she would definitely be the best pick for basically the female protagonist. I mean, I really don't know. I think Sasuke, basically in my opinion, I like Sasuke really a lot. I think that she's a better candidate than any of the girls basically in anime. I could be wrong and stuff like that, because the reason why I'm saying that, because I definitely do think there's not really basically a whole lot to basically really talk about based on this episode. But I'm willing to personally say here, I think this anime is really something. It's really something to laugh at. It really actually is. And I kind of like the part, like I said, for the part where the sister comes like barging in the door, and just like all of a sudden she's having like a phone conversation with her friend and with Aji, and then like oh, Aji, you have a girlfriend, and yeah. But the deal was, if you go back into, I think it was episode 6. If you go back to episodes, I think that's one of the best. I think it's one of the best episodes I've seen in episode 6. I'm not gonna lie, really about that. If you go back in episode 6, if you really think about basically all that, it was not just basically a challenge of a situation. It was basically like it was a deal. Like if you were to make up for that deal, you have to end up keeping that promise. You can't break the deal because you can't basically do that. So basically what I mean is basically is that Rinko made a deal with Sasuke to have a relationship with Sasuke for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks being girlfriend and stuff like that. So it means that they're in a relationship basically that's basically what it feels, and basically what it feels to me. That's their objective. That's basically what their deal it really actually is. I happen to like Sasuke a lot better than any of the girls basically in this anime, because I think Sasuke really has grown on me really a lot. But Rinko is also basically it definitely is not one of my favorites, but I would prefer Sasuke a lot more better than any of the other girls. Now, when I said many times before, basically with Mai, the reason why I don't like Mai because I think that Mai is basically just kind of like a greedy kind of girl, because that she just really wants Rico all to herself, and I think that she's really definitely is a jealous type. But one thing I really want to say, the negative part based off this episode, I really do disagree with. I really do not like the situation where the MC basically just like get into a tug of war between each other, basically like fighting each other, just because for Rinko's sake. But if you think about what I said about, like, if you were to picture yourself, like if you are like on a bachelor or a bachelorette show, you probably see exactly what I'm talking about. I would never basically would handle that kind of situation. I probably would have a heart attack, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, I would just basically just walk away and just say like, nah, I just can't. I can't do it. That's too much stress for one person to pick, like, out of 12 people or maybe more and stuff like that. It's just that's not a good situation. It really is not. And I kind of want to say here is that, I mean, regardless if some people may think like, yeah, it seems like it is a good thing for a person, but I don't think that's not really a dating kind of situation. I don't think it really is not. I don't think it really actually is. But Rinko really needs to make up her mind. I will say that again, and back in my past reviews, she needs to make up her mind what she really wants to do and what she's really actually that she's really is basically that she's doing. But I've also said that also as well too. I think that she's taking her time. I don't think that she's really not really ready to rush in. But if you also think about what I said about my past episode review of episode 6, if you go back onto there, think about what I said. You have to take full responsibility for what you did. What means is that Rinko kissed Sasuke, and that means Rinko, they both kiss each other, and Rinko, excuse me, basically this episode 7, Sasuke kissed Rinko. So, I mean, it really just a matter, just really depends that you do have to take responsibility for that. If you're not going to take responsibility for that, then, you're not going to be able to admit your faults, because basically for that. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's what I definitely think. I think that Rinko would benefit herself to go through that, and she really needs to understand those kind of responsibilities. If she's not going to understand those responsibilities, then she's going to end up learning. Then she's going to end up keep making mistakes over and over and over again, and she's really as she is. So, like I said, I would definitely say I like her percentage of basically actually going through, taking her time. But when you're doing the kisses and stuff like that, that's a big major concern for a character like her. But she needs to really to understand here is that you can't just go and do that. That's not a good situation. That's just my opinion. That's what I definitely think. If I was one of her friends, I would personally definitely say like, no, I'm not ready for that, because I would not be willing to do that, because that's not something I feel comfortable basically doing that. Because if you don't know the person really all that much, and you really say like, I'm just gonna walk up and kiss you, and just like bam, just like there, and just like that's just not a good situation. I don't think it's not. I really don't see that basically being a situation that I definitely think for somebody to be in a relationship basically like that. It's a very, very dangerous situation. Take as an answer for the song of Alice Cooper, Poison. Poison is a very good definition. Basically really actually is. If you were to get struck by poison, you know what's going to happen. It spreads through your body, and then you probably would die and stuff like that. That's probably basically what happened. And so that's basically the situation. So I think that Rinku probably did get struck with poison. I definitely think that she really has. To be honest, I'll say this. I think Rinku is poison. I think she is the poison, and she spread the poison to to Sasuke and basically Mai also as well too, because that's the affection of basically of love or affection or something like that, whatever you basically want to say here. But yeah, like I said, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this review. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Disagree with me? What are you guys' thoughts about Sasuke and also Rinku with their relationship? Do you know how it's gonna go and stuff like that? I'm really kind of curious and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys there. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Doesn't matter to me. And please leave me a comment below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Every time of the day. Take care and please be safe. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.